I'm mining. I'm mining a lot. But how much am I earning? What coins am I mining? What miners am I operating? What's going well and what's going freaking terrible? That's today's video. You can laugh at my progress or lack of, or hopefully subscribe and stick around and watch this video on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Vosk. I've got a chunk of my miners here on good old NiceHash. I'm shooting an update for this video, or really, I'm just gonna reshoot it. So much has changed in the last few days from the VoskCoin mining farm perspective, actual mining profitability, from the coin amounts I'm mining to the dollar amounts. Wow. So I'm just gonna run back through this from the top with you all. So if you saw our most recent video, talk about the jusey miner. The jusey miner is a plug and play hard drive miner. It's much like the evergreen miners, and I'm very excited to have this deployed. It's been a good miner, without a doubt. We can see in the last 24 hours, it mined $2.84 yesterday, or today, $2.23, yesterday, $2.97. The takeaway here is that this thing is very energy efficient. It's probably using around 200 watts. The electricity bill for this kind of miner probably has an impact of 5 to 10% of my daily mining earnings, if that. I've also hit a block, which is a really exciting thing. So I've got that stuff linked out below. I know that Chia farming is not for a lot of people, but I'm getting pretty serious about it because here are my evergreen miners. And if you've seen the recent video, I now have a fourth one, and that one has compression. The jusey miner is compressed. So it's an arms race. It's heating up. It's getting spicy. And these things are just performing great. They are running well. I just hit a block just a couple days ago, and that's not just a bragging right thing. When you hit a block when you're mining or farming Chia, you get 0.25 coins sent directly to your wallet on chain. It's baked into the protocol. That's very cool. So all of these miners are earning me about $5 a day, and they use even less electricity, less than 100 watts per miner down here. So I've got 4 of their starter pro kits, or basically 40 hard drives at play. So this is absolutely an expensive Chia deployment, right? Because if you go over, there's my ugly mug. If you go over here and you look at their starter kit pro, it's up to $2,999. The price increased because they went to bigger drives. They haven't actually increased the price. But this is an expensive form of mining, but I'll be able to play the long game regardless of the market conditions, as long as, you know, Chia, the XCH cryptocurrency, is still around. I'm betting big. If you've been following the VoskCoin YouTube channel, then you will know that I just dropped a shed that's basically my own little DIY data center. Chia is a 125 ranking out of all cryptocurrencies by market cap. It's nearly trading at its all-time low, and for me, I find that exciting. I find that bullish. I'm here to stack some coins, baby. Count it out. That's the time you want to build out a deployment, not at all-time highs. But hey, we'll see where all that goes. But I'm really enthused on the hard drive mining front. But let's click over to my NiceHash account. So we can see I've got 21 miners up here. These are all going to be ASIC miners. Huge incredible shout out to Dennis and Colby of BMA. They have their own basically mining farm support operation. They run miners, they fix miners. They're very talented, and honestly, they're very cool people. They came over and they helped me get the digital shovel straight. So that was really cool. Huge shout out and respect to them. Part of why I'm reshooting this is because my mining farm has now gone up in 50% capacity. Pretty serious. Long story short on that, the PDU had loose connections inside of it, unrelated to my electrician and all that work. Basically, it was loose at the digital shovel factory, or became loose in shipping, and then once I loaded it up towards capacity, without getting into the weeds, I have a 200 amp breaker, and it wasn't tripping at the service, it was tripping at the 350 amp breaker, which should basically just be never applicable in the way I'm running my PDU on single phase when it's actually designed for 3-phase. But that's a whole thing. we'll jump in the VoskCoin Discord server or post a thread on VoskCoin Talk, and we can talk about that. Bring it back here on topic. 104, so that's an Antminer S19. These are all different versions of that from when I went out and bought 10 miners. A couple of these are down, or I'm actually out of electricity right now, so I'm rapidly working on getting the next phase of my mining farm ready. I'll talk about that more later. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Antminer S19 104 terahash Bitcoin miners running here. We take that data, per nice hash, they're all earning like, $5, $6, $7. At my electricity rate, which isn't all that great, of about 10 cents per kilowatt hour, I'm probably breaking even on these miners. The 1346 just always shows incredibly low mining profitability, but when I pull it off and put it on its own account, it on average has been making something like $5 a day. My Canon Avalon miner is definitely probably my worst performing Bitcoin miner, unfortunately. I have a Bitmain Antminer S19 XP 141 terahash version. So that's pulling like $8, $9, like from NiceHash. We take that calculation. This is like updated in real time. It's not always super accurate. You have to take your daily earnings to really break it down. But I found that I've been getting, depending on the miner and the conditions, 5 to 10% more mining profitability and some very limited and not apples to apples testing here using NiceHash versus other pools. They did sponsor a review and sponsored some research, but in that review and research, they came out ahead. So this is not sponsored here at all. But after conducting that updated 2023 research, I was like, well, why not? This is worth it for me, just personally as a user. So we see now it just bumped up to 1027. I really like the Antminer S19 XPs. They're efficient. They're a better option for me at my higher electric rate. And you may be thinking, well, what about the Bitcoin halving? We'll talk about that. I also missed one of my 104s because I changed my naming when I put this one in because it wasn't showing up right. But anyway, I have another 104 S19 mining away there. I've got the incredibly cost-effective 90 terahash version of the Bitmain Antminer, which is another Bitcoin miner. I know, so many options and all that. But that one's been doing well. That's fine. A couple of my other miners that I have on NiceHash, I have S19J Pro, another S19J Pro, an S19 Pro 110 terahash, an S19 95 terahash, so 4 additional Bitcoin miners there. We take the real-time data, they're earning somewhere between, $5 and $8. Got 2 Antminer L7s on here. They've been very profitable this year overall. I have the 88 gigahash a second version, and then I have, I think, the 9.5 gigahash a second version. I lamely named it the not 88. So there you go. It's a Dogecoin miner, Litecoin miner. I have 2 of my Antminer K7s. They're CKB ASIC miners from Bitmain. These things are pretty unreliable. I've had a lot of problems with them. And after a thunderstorm, my 63.5 terahash a second version, my third K7, my best one and my original one, I guess the control board fried. So that sucks. Also have a D9, which is yet another Bitmain Antminer mining Dash. And we can see the mining profitability. I pretty consistently get a readout here of somewhere around, $150 or so per day. When I take the mining profits on these and then I run them against my electricity cost, my, key ASIC miner operation is not all that profitable. So that is frustrating, but I do have some cash cow miners in right now. For example, the Iceriver KS1. So the profitability on Iceriver ASIC miners have been absolutely dropping fast. We talked about that a lot here on the channel. But you can see once I got this in, mining 1,500 coins, now it's all the way down to 1,180. But this is still like very profitable. This is running in VoskCoin HQ in the garage, the field building. I've called it a few things. Not in the digital shovel mini pod M300, which is what I've been talking about here in this video. So let's pull up Caspa, which is ranked 47th out of all cryptocurrencies by market cap. This miner is right now, like yesterday, pulled $47. This thing costs a couple dollars a day to run. I mean, that's a huge huge clearance. I got that Iceriver miner in from Crypto Miner Bros. This is not a cheap miner, but it's not ridiculously priced like, say, for example, the KS3. But the KS3 is 8 times as powerful as this. So, you know, percentage-wise, it's, you know, not all that different. But most importantly here, I got this thing in quick from them. And when it comes to Kaspa ASIC mining, you got to get this thing fast to get profitable. So huge shout out to them for getting this thing delivered to us quickly. It made the difference. And shameless plug, affiliate link, coupon code below. Use code VoskCoin to save some coin. You can also do that with Jusey Miner and Evergreen, and our code stacks with other codes, which is really cool. So you can save more than $100 by combining our code. I mean, why not? Save some cash. And I've gotten some miners from Coin Mining Central. Code VoskCoin works there as well. And you know, without sweet companies dealing rigs, well, I wouldn't be here. I'd be having a tough time. To bring it back to the KS1, though, the path to breaking even, we'll see how it goes, because this thing is a more than $6,000 mining rig, and earning, you know, 40, 50 bucks a day is crazy. It's fun. It's exciting. But, you know, better be with a lot of big miners on the way, because Bitmain has said that they're shipping out their KS3s, which, to put it blunt or simply, the mining profitability for these will decrease dramatically moving forward, much like the KS0 has already dramatically decreased in mining profitability. You can see I'm down to nearly 100 coins per day. 118 coins is $4.66. Keep in mind that, like, for example, when I got the Iceriver KS0, which is really cool form factor, small, you know, very applicable, just plug and play, suitable for at-home mining, right? ASIC miner, Kaspa ASIC miner. It was making 25 bucks a day. Huge decrease in just, I mean, what? It's about 3-4 weeks ago when I got that in, but only costing around $800,000 depending when and where you bought it. That's good earnings, dollar for dollar. But that will continue to decrease. This thing is absolutely on trajectory to be earning around like $1 a day, which Chris, you know, was very bold about calling very early on the VoskCoin Talk forum. Check out that thread and get in there and connect with the community, join the discussion. So let's move on to some other miners we're running, like the X16Q. I haven't finished my video review on this yet. I've been pulling the data for it, but this is a jazz miner. It's pretty quiet, it's pretty cool, it's pretty new. It's been consistently hitting 2,000 mega hash a second, which equates to about 2.3 ETC per day. And what does that translate to? So if we punch in ETC, and we've got 0.23 coins, so that's $3.50. Maybe it costs like $1 or so a day to run. This thing is earning more than it's burning. That's cool, but it is an expensive mining rig, and I'm not the biggest Ethereum Classic bull. But I will say, in its defense, it's not running in the best environment. It's running in the field building, which there's no airflow in there. There's no cooling. So it's a bit hot, but it's still, you know, less than 100 degrees, more towards like 85 at the peak of recent days here in Virginia. Enter the next mining rig, the Bitmain Antminer Z15 Pro and Equihash ASIC miner. I just haven't messed with it. I've just had it on split mining, Equihash mining on F2 pool. And you can see every day it's mining like 0.2 ZEC or Zcash, and then it's mining, you know, 0.3 to 0.5 Zen. So I've said my piece 100 times on those coins. I'll just leave it alone today, but I'm not a fan of them. They're great cryptocurrencies to sell, because if you notice, the longer you have them, the less they're worth. So if we take 0.2, that's about $5. And let's pull up Zen here. Let's be optimistic. Say we're mining about 0.5 Zen. So that device is pulling, you know, maybe $8.50 per day. But depending on your electricity rate, you could be spending around $7 a day to even operate it. So it's just really not all that interesting or profitable, but hey, this is a real world mining data. This is a real world mining snapshot. So let's go to a miner I was very excited to get in. In particular, I got this one from Coin Mining Central. This is the Bitmain Antminer KA3. I've wanted this all year. They were very expensive earlier in the year. And then they came out with a new batch, and they went from, you know, trading around $8,000 all the way down to being sold in volume at around $3,000. This miner has had very consistent earnings. Ignore those couple of days issue with my mining farm, to put it simply. We can see I was earning about 18 coins, and the earnings have actually gone up in coins as the market has just continued to slump. So now I'm mining about 19.5 coins per day. But what does that translate to? Because everybody's ruled by the dollar bill, yo. So the Kadena trading at 43 cents. It used to trade over $20 a coin. So that's about $8.55 a day in coins mined. Again, this miner's costing me like $7-ish a day to run. Again, you know, it's something I'm not making much money on after my electricity bill, and that is just the cold, hard truth, sad reality of most ASIC miners at a 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity rate. I'm mining for better days. I'm hodling everything I can. I'm trying to, you know, fight the fight and all that. You know, we'll have to see where this goes, but this is, you know, how much I'm earning, what I'm mining, what I'm using, what's working, what's not, and, you know, just a real world mining profitability update, snapshot, freeze frame in time. You know, let you guys see what I'm doing, and, you know, based on that, make your own decisions. Long term, I'm super excited and bullish for Chia XCH. It's why I continue to push on the hard drive mining shed build out. There is a Chia halving next year, which is very scary. But even if the coin halved, I'd be well into the green as far as earning more than I'm burning in electricity mining. Right now, if Bitcoin halved, all of my Bitcoin miners would not be profitable. So I have a batch of Antminer S19s XPs on the way, and I'm curious about the new S21 Bitcoin Bitmain miner, next generation, more efficient, all that stuff. I'm curious, I'm excited for that. But really, as it stands, I'm going to get this batch of S19 XPs in, and I'm pretty much going to halt my not halt, but I am no longer going to be expanding my Bitcoin mining operation, because at this current trajectory, it just becomes financially reckless to continue building these out. Bitcoin needs to absolutely double for me to just really be treading water. That's not, you know, clear-cut numbers, but yeah, I mean, we need Bitcoin to double for me to even be hopefully like treading water. Not the best news as a Bitcoin miner. The other cryptocurrencies, you know, Caspa has dynamic reductions in their issuance. Basically every month there's less KAS coins mined. A lot of people don't know that. That's part of why the coins everyone's mining are just dropping so dramatically between their monthly reductions in issuance and then the massive ballooning of the hash rate. I mean, if you look at the network hash rate, I mean, it's just skyrocketing. Really, for me, moving forward, I'm cautious with Bitcoin mining, even though I'm so just infatuated with Bitcoin mining. Right now, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to really focus and triple down on hard drive mining. It's multi-purpose hardware. I'm excited about it, you know, and you got to do things in a big capacity. Otherwise, it's just not really going to be worthwhile if it does work out. That's my personal philosophy here. I'll continue to refine my ASIC miners to be more efficient. I'm looking at deploying some immersion here on the farm over the next several months, and eventually moving towards solar panels and things like that. I'm sorry that that's taken so long. I've gotten some, you know, criticism of when the hell are you going to do the solar panel thing you talked about. But for me, I personally felt like I needed to get a mining farm operational, get some miners in, work out some bugs, learn, have fun, scale, and then be like, okay, I've got something good going. I've got it set up here. I've worked out the kinks. I worked out the bugs. And then be like, okay, from here, I'm going to deploy my capital in becoming my own energy producer. That's the end game. Ironically, probably just solar mining, which will literally just be mining the sun with solar panels. I bet will be the most lucrative endeavor in this era, but it's I don't know. We'll see. That's all I got today. I could talk all day about this stuff. I love it. I hope you loved the video. If you did, please subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Leave some comments. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think I'm doing right? What do you think I could improve on and how? Down in the comments below. And seriously, as always, I appreciate you all. Take the time to tune in and view, even if it's only just because you're here searching, waiting, lurking for that 10 seconds of Tails, because you know she's our CMO. That's our Chief Mining Officer. I'll see you on the next one. At least I hope I will.